Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. This is episode 10. We have Thavas here. Welcome to the podcast.
Yo, what's up?
How's your day going today?
It's been fine. I slept most of the day.
So, kind of jumping into the first topic I wanted to jump into here. How'd you kind of get into streaming or content creation? How'd that kind of come up?
I got into streaming because I was just bored. I didn't know what else to do with my free time. I know I spend a lot of time playing video games and stuff like that. So I decided there's no difference between me playing the game by myself and hitting a go live button and letting other people watch me if they want to.
So, it was kind of like a way to feeling you're being productive while playing games or kind of just having fun while streaming, and then people could occasionally watch you.
Felt a little bit more productive, but it also felt like I was getting an opportunity for other people who were passionate about the games I was playing to come in and talk to me about them. There's
And
been a
like
lot of
ask
times where I played a
questions.
game and somebody shows up, yeah, and they're like, "Oh, I love this game." I'm like, "Oh, tell me about it." And that's always really cool.
I've tried live streaming too a little bit. It was kind of, I'd say more or less for the same reason. I mean, I was bored. I mean, I saw everyone else kind of streaming. It was more or less like, I wasn't more variety, kind of like you do. You play a lot of variety games or games you want to play. I mostly streamed Fortnite mostly because it was partial. One of the reasons was like, I was good at that game and I really didn't play any other games at the time. So I was like, oh, I have friends to play with, I'll play and then just stream that. And I tried it for a little bit. It was fun. Something different more than like video creating, but I kind of settled on like making videos was more interesting to me. Yeah.
Definitely smart to capitalize on what you're good at. Or if you're good at a
Yeah.
game,
I mean, also, I feel like the reasoning was like it's more fun to play a game decently skilled at it. Or, it's like you're having fun. The whole goal is to have fun, right?
if you're not really having fun playing the games you're playing, then you're not playing them for the right reason.
Of course, of course. I mean, another time I tried some horror games. I mean, those are pretty fun. It was a definitely change of pace. Like I've
Those are
never played
fun.
horror games. I'm kind of a little bit. I mean, I'm really bad with horror, and I tried playing this Japanese horror game called The Closing Shift. I actually do recommend it. Have you heard of it?
I remember you work at
Yeah, in a
a
coffee shop.
convenience store.
I think it's a coffee shop.
I have something along those lines. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you work. It's like you're working at like a Starbucks. It's like and then basically it's like, oh, there's like a stalker guy, and then it's like you have to figure out like who that guy is, and it's like that. It's like pretty cool. It's on
hmm
Steam. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was definitely different. I mean, it wasn't like too scary. Kind of like I was like, I don't want to play anything like too scary.
Yeah, some games out there are a little overwhelming. I feel like a lot of people like the horror games where you're able to fight back in some kind of way instead of just always running and hiding. Like Alien Isolation was a game where you spent most of the game hiding, trying to avoid the alien because you can't really fight it without a flamethrower.
Oh, so you like needed that item to like fight it, but like you were mostly hiding them.
hmm
That doesn't really sound that fun though if you're mostly hiding.
A lot of just stressful moments.
I mean, there's different types of stressful moments in games. It's like that type of stress where you're like really like scared and like on edge stress with horror games, and then there's like the other type of stress where you're stressed out in more like situations of like playing battle royale games or like there's a lot of different types of like stress you experience in video games.
Performance anxiety, which is a part of stress for competitive games, and then you just have the overall overarching theme of something scary is stressful.
Yeah, yeah. Have you ever played battle royale games, or what are your kind of thoughts on battle royale games?
I play Fortnite, Apex Legends. Trying to think if there's any other ones. I think that might be it. Fortnite and Apex Legends.
Apex is pretty
I think
fun.
they're fun.
Yeah.
If you're a casual player, you don't really have to invest a lot of time or effort into it because unlike League of Legends or Overwatch or Valorant, CS:GO, all those competitive games, you have to invest a lot of time. You lose if you're playing ranked, you lose, you go down. But in battle royale games, you lose a match, you don't have to wait until the game is over. You can just leave the lobby, queue up again, and keep going instead of being
Yeah,
drugged
like
through 20
mhm.
minutes of being miserable.
Yeah, like less wait times, less I feel like also when you're playing more ranked like League and like other ranked kind of modes and stuff, it's more like kind of that mindset of like I have to win mindset where it's like you're not having fun. It's like you're more just like
Yeah,
focused on winning. So it's like kind of takes the fun out of it.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, battle royale games are fun, definitely like Fortnite, like or even playing casually in no builds with friends. It's just like just joking around, just like doing random things is fun, or just like and then you get a win randomly or something is fun. That
Yeah.
type of stuff.
I play no build, and I got the alien skin, and I've got Leon, Scott Kennedy from Resident Evil, and Boba Fett from Star Wars, a bunch of that stuff. And so I put a bunch of time in like
Yeah,
Fortnite,
yeah.
especially like when it first came out, when there was no skins and everything was just like really simple. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then I took a break and then came back when they added no build mode because I was just like, it was a lot. It was a lot just watching like somebody build a skyscraper after you shoot at them, or
I
like
mean, yeah.
people dropping like hundreds of like materials on building around you and then dropping the floor from under your feet and then you go falling to your death.
Yeah,
I'm
and
just
then
like,
you,
wow,
it's kind
this
of
is miserable.
anticlimactic when you just like fall to your death
Yeah.
too. I mean, also, I would say like I help the problem. I'm kind of part of the problem a little bit in build mode, but
My
like,
friends are part of the problem. I
yeah,
completely understand.
it's like I play no builds, which I like having fun with, but then also when I do play builds, it's like I can't really say anything because I am a little bit part of the problem. But like I do get it
Hmm.
when it's like you're playing build mode even coming from my perspective of no one's having fun when you're just getting built on. Like I think we could all agree on that. Even good
Hmm.
players. Yeah, it's like that's just not fun. And then yeah, it's just like the whole reason why the game drew me in the first place was because it was more or less like, oh, because it's skill, right? Because it's a game
Hmm.
where you can't buy power ups and other things to make you better. You actually have to practice to get better. Was like interesting to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got into Fortnite because of the zombie horde mode.
Oh, you were Save
The
the World
little
like way before. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, oh, Save the World, this is like an interesting game. Me and my friend like invested time into it, and then they were like, hey, we have a Battle Royale coming out. My friend was like, oh, this is cool. We should play this together. And then we played it for a little bit. And then they took Save the World out. And I was like, well, that sucks. But it's back now. So, you know, you have the option to play it now if you want to.
I never saw the appeal to Save the World. I mean, it is more of like what Fortnite was supposed to be, which was interesting. I mean, it was supposed to be that, but then they were like, "Oh, let's try a battle royale because everyone else is doing battle royale." But then that's crazy because that
Hmm.
did better than the actual core of what they were focusing on.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of competitive games, especially if they're like the more wacky, wild, and colorful they are, especially if they're like FPS or third person shooter games, they typically like draw in a better crowd. Fortnite also being like Battle Royale being free to play. Everybody had
Yeah,
access
yeah.
to it on every console, on PCs. So it's
But
just
mhm,
there. And
mhm.
kids love free games that are colorful and wild.
Yeah, of course. And then I kind of think it definitely kind of had that thing going for it where it was, yeah, it was free, but then the kind of rise of success of that game was more or less it was free, but then people actually kind of just liked playing with friends. It was that game that kind of like
Hmm.
everyone started playing, but then didn't stop playing, and then streamers and everyone played it, and then it kind of caught it caught like the mainstream, and then everyone just started playing it, and that's how it kind of took off. I felt like.
Hmm. Plus, all the collaborations they throw into that game, like
Oh
there's
yeah,
like almost
definitely.
a collaboration for everyone in the world who's like, yeah, I don't know about Fortnite, and they're like, here's something you like in Fortnite, and they're like, maybe I'll buy it,
It's
maybe I'll
like
give it a
maybe.
try, and
It's
then
like
they're like,
maybe I'll
oh
try
man,
it. And then they started adding like all the other
yeah.
collaboration stuff, like the mythic items and then other things like anime items, and that's what drew people in,
Oh,
I
trust
know.
me, like
Yeah.
the anime stuff, like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, they have Jujutsu Kaisen now. So everybody who's a fan of those animes who also play Fortnite are just like, yo, let me go drop $40 on Fortnite for these anime skins.
Yeah, and like let's like dick around in public matches with these cool items, right? Just to have fun, right? Yeah.
Mm,
I mean,
you get the Kamehameha wave
yeah, or just like
or
that, or
Kameo
like
Mama.
that was a joke
That
for a
guy,
while. Yeah, that was great. That was great.
that guy. Oh,
That was.
I hope he was joking. I don't know if he was serious or not, but I
Wait, do
hope
you
he
think
was
he was
joking.
joking? Do you think he was joking?
If he was serious about him saying Kamea Mama, then like man, he got like dragged on the internet. But if he was like joking, like 100% joking about it, man, he became a meme. He probably got like a lot of like attention for that
Honestly,
video. He probably like
I,
hopefully his numbers
I'm
spiked up because
hoping.
of it.
I'm like hoping he was joking, but then like if he wasn't, I'm actually like, oh god. I'm like, oh no. Yeah, I mean that was pretty funny. I mean, even it's just people that kind of watch those type of anime shows, and even just like the general universe. Like it's crazy to think that, and ironic, right? That Fortnite is literally the biggest multiverse in all of gaming. I mean, it is though.
Oh yeah,
Like they have everything.
yeah, it is.
Like they have everything. Like it's crazy. Like they have Marvel, DC, anime. They have
Something you would never expect to see together, Marvel and DC.
yeah, just
And
everything.
that's in it's in Fortnite. It's there.
Yeah, like
Anime,
yeah,
video games,
celebrities. They have
TV shows, movies, celebrities.
yeah, they have everyone. It's literally like you're
You
just
have
playing a
John
random
Cena's
match.
in Fortnite.
Yeah, it's like John
I know that
Cena's
he's
the
kind of
guy
hard to
from
see
Fortnite now.
sometimes, but he's there.
Yeah, or like you're just playing a random match. You run into Will Smith. It's like what the? It's like when did Will Smith
Wait,
get
is there
here?
Will Smith
Is it
skin?
Will Smith? It's like when did Will? It's like what?
I know this. I know the Rock is in it, like in a couple of forms, like the Foundation and like Black Adam, right? Is it those are the Rock
Yeah, yeah, the
skins they've
two.
got?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-mm.
I think yeah, one was part of the Battle Pass, and then they released a second one part of the Black Adam promotion. Yeah,
Mm. Yeah.
it's really funny. Why is
Like
that
inadvertently,
actually
they've got
funny?
actors in it.
It's like The Rock when he was releasing the Battle Pass, like the whole story, like The Rock is canonly in the Fortnite storyline. Like that's weird to me. Like, what? Like that's weird. Like I wonder how they planned
That's
that.
silly.
Like that's like how did they plan all
Probably
this
shot
stuff?
him a message and was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, we want to know if we can use your likeliness in this video game." And he's like, "How much are you paying me?" And they're like, "Here's 50 mil, you know." And he's like, "I bet." And then
Yeah.
people bought the battle pass and got his skin, and he's just
Yeah.
rolling in Fortnite money, and
Yeah, it's crazy on the fact of like
he's already rich anyway.
I mean, he's already rich, but then even from like I'd say from Fast and Furious franchise, he's already rich. Or just a bunch of the franchises
I
here.
mean,
Yeah.
back from his like WWE days, I'm sure he's got like
Yeah.
back pay from that too.
Oh, and even before like his
He
Vivy
literally had to
days.
buy his name
Yeah.
from WWE. Yeah.
hmm I mean, he's in so much roles. I mean, also that kind of that whole other like range of like the Fast and Furious movies are crazy, cause like okay, they were good. Like I'd say like the first five, maybe six were good, and then after that they're just milking it for money. Like it's very obvious. I mean, even like
I've only seen the first three.
okay, thank God that they're the first three are like really
Like
good.
I was like Tokyo Drift is pretty good, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
but I'm kind of tired of the super high, fast paced driving movies. I'm not a big car guy. I know people are,
Mhm.
and like all respect to you, I can't tell the difference between a vehicle if you showed me it. You're like, which one's the Honda? I'm just like, I don't know. I have no idea which one is which.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all a car. One's a truck, a car, and a van, a bus.
A bus, yeah, it could be anything. I mean, I always kind of really liked cars. Like, I watched Initial D, which is a more car anime, way, classic. But like,
Yeah.
I mean, also it's more okay, Eurobeat's a whole nother topic. Like, that's amazing stuff. You can turn any, you can, yeah, it's like you can turn anything into Eurobeat. Have you heard the Diamond City Lights Eurobeat remix?
I don't think I have.
I'm
I
sending you
hear
that later. It's amazing.
Eurobeat remixes of like Nintendo songs on YouTube sometimes, but that's
Oh
about
my
it.
God. Yeah, I gotta send you that. It's amazing. I mean, you can turn anything into Eurobeat pretty much if you put the time into it. Also, I mean, yeah, no, going back to that Fast and Furious topic, I mean, I watched the new one. It's like, when did they get John Cena and Jason Momoa from fucking Aquaman in Fast and Furious? Like, what the, like, how'd you
Oh,
manage that? Like, that's crazy.
like money talks. Okay, they're like, you want to be in this movie that makes a lot of money, and they're like, how much you paying me? And there's like,
Yeah.
here's 50 mil. And they're like, I bet.
Basically,
I mean, John Cena's in Overwatch.
yeah, it's like here's the meeting. It's like Jason Momoa. Here's what went on at the meeting. It's like the phone call. Yo, Jason, you want to be in Fast and Furious, the newest one? How much you paying me? This much. Oh, that sounds pretty good. But do you want to play a character like out of your comfort zone, so you're actually, like a role out of your comfort zone, so you're actually getting experience? It's like hell yeah. Like he's literally playing a villain. Like he's never played a villain in a movie, right? Like he's like Aquaman. He's like the good guy, right? He's playing a villain. Like that's
Yeah.
such different pace. Like that, it was good, but like it was pretty cool.
I feel like Jason Momoa is a pretty decent guy. Like
Yeah,
overall, like a person wise and actor wise, he does what he needs to do. He's swole as fuck, and I know a lot of women who are like weak at the knees whenever they see him, but
yeah, yeah. I mean, they did it very well. Like he played that villain role really like way better than expected. hmm I mean, I guess that's kind of good. I mean, even Dwayne's hopped out of its comfort zone. Like he did voice acting. Like he was in Moana. Like he's done a lot of different
Oh
things out of
yeah,
his comfort zone.
what
Yeah,
can I say except you're
yeah.
welcome. Remember did you see the Tooth Fairy movie where he was the Tooth Fairy?
Oh, that was great. That was so good. That was so funny.
I was like, man,
I
things are getting
wonder.
weird, but
I
it's fine.
I wonder what ended up at that meeting. It's like you would you want to be in like a Tooth Fairy movie, and then they're like, and then he's like, how much would you pay me to wear a dress and like weird outfits? And it's like, okay,
He got
I'm
the
gonna
tiara, the dress,
yeah.
the wand. He's like, he's like, I'll do that for free, but like everything else, you gotta pay me. I'm like, okay, whatever, man. Whatever floats your boat.
I mean that's
I mean,
crazy.
to be fair, if somebody was like, "Hey, Thavas, you want to be in this movie?" I'm like, "Okay, what's the conditions though?" And they're like, "You got to put on the maid dress and the thigh highs." I'd be like, "I'll do that for free, okay? You don't gotta pay
Like
me to put that on. My acting skills though, you're gonna have to pay me for."
okay, but like if someone offered you like a movie role, or like they're like, oh, would you want this role? And you're like, what are the conditions? It's like you most likely would kind of just go for it.
Stanley in every Marvel film. Rest in peace.
Oh my god, such a legendary guy. I mean, yeah. I mean, the I forget what was the one of the last movies he was in. I can't remember. Stanley.
I don't remember. It's been a
Yeah,
long time.
I know he made his voice made an appearance in one of the Spider-Man the animated one. He was in that when Miles was in
Hmm.
the shop, and then yeah, his voice made a cameo in that. Yeah, that one.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean that was good. I mean, the new Spider-Verse one I haven't seen yet. I still need to watch it. People are telling me to watch it.
Oh, I thought it was
Uh,
really cool.
yeah. I mean, I feel like from what I've seen though, like the original one, the style they did with the more cartoony, like really slow kind of frame by frame with the original one was really cool. How they did that.
Hmm. Oh, yeah, that was like a innovative, like for like that movie, like super unique. They also did the same thing for like the new Puss in Boots movie, like
Oh
the
yeah,
Last Wish or something
yeah.
like that.
Like a lot of those
They like
scenes
had
were
like a
very
similar
good.
animation style.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like it's very different
very
style for
impressed
that
by it.
movie. Yeah. Oh, and a lot of the scenes too, with like very ominous scenes, I felt like were really like kind of like thought out very well with like that villain character Death, right? Which was like hunting down
Hmm.
Puss in Boots. Like a lot of those scenes, I felt like were thought out very well. Like the contrast and like some of the scenes in those were like really cool.
Uh, the scene where Puss in Boots is like having like an anxiety attack and you can hear his heartbeat and everything. I know like so many friends of mine like started getting like really anxious watching that and like progressively started getting panic attacks just listening to Puss in Boots' heartbeat. Do, 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 do,
Or
do, do,
yeah,
do,
or
do, do,
like
do, while
I was
he's
getting
like,
secondhand
uh,
anxiety from that.
yeah, I was like, man, this is rough. I don't know, like this is only for like a couple of seconds, right? Because like I can't be here too long hearing this, it's making me anxious.
Yeah, or like even like a lot of those scenes, like I was feeling like secondhand like scared. Like a lot of those like contrast scenes are like when he's scared in the movie, I was like, wait, this is kind of actually like kind of terrifying, you know? I was like,
He's on his last life. He got one
yeah.
life to live. Well, he had nine. Now he has one, but one life,
Well, and
and
also
death
it's
is
kind of
hunting
the
him down.
like that deep thing of like we all kind of in general live with one life, right? But then it's that theory of
Yeah,
since he's a cat, right? He had nine lives, or you have what if you
yeah,
had nine lives, right, to live, right? But then that deep theory of like you have one life, what you do with that one life, right? It's kind of crazy.
exactly. He was
Yeah.
very careless with his prior one, so like whenever he only had one left, he was like, "Man, I gotta really settle down. I gotta retire. I gotta like not get myself killed,
Yeah, be more cautious.
messing around." Yeah,
Yeah, that was a really well done movie.
it was. That was really good.
Kind of okay. I really want to touch on this though, but your outfit's very cool. It's definitely kind of Corona, kind of inspired.
It is
Definitely.
100% Corona inspired.
It's
If anybody knows
great.
who Corona is, the doggo VTuber from
Yes,
Hololive.
yes.
Yubi Yubi.
Oh my god,
What are you?
that clip is so iconic. It's great.
Ikum bokum. Ingam bokam. I don't know. I'm goofy. I'm a Holo Live nerd. I have to excuse my geekiness at the moment.
What
Otherwise, I
would
just got off of
be
playing Holo here.
what would be your kind of top like Corona would definitely be in your top five. What would be your other four you choose from? Just Holo.
Just Holo Live, top four, excluding Crony because she's my favorite. I like Polka a lot, the circus girl.
Okay.
Toa, the like purple haired demon girl who's
Oh
like
yeah,
she's
Toa.
really good at singing and like really good at Apex Legends and stuff like that. I like Mio, the wolf girl with the long
Mm-hmm.
black hair and like the red stripe.
Oh yeah, she's really cool.
There's a lot of like a lot of the ones are like Japanese ones. Like lately, I've been watching the new one, Narissa Ravencroft.
Yeah.
I don't know, Ravencroft. Yeah, she's cool. She's really good at singing. I think she's a millennial like I am. So like
More
when she
relatable.
talks about things, I can relate to
Yeah.
her. Yeah, she's like, oh yeah, I played, Dreamcast and like Nintendo 64, and like I watched old anime, and I'm like, yeah, somebody who understands. And then like watching her interact with like some of the more Zoomer people in Hololive is like really silly because they're like, "What is that?" And she's like, "What do you mean?" And like, "You don't know what that is?" Like that? No, we have no idea what that is. And it's just like, oh,
It's like
I relate heavy to that.
Yeah, and then it's all the people just like, you don't know what this is, and then half the crowd's just going like slap their hand against their face.
And back in my day, I had a Walkman. And they're like, "What's a Walkman?" Oh,
Oh my god, can we talk so like one of the Marvel movies, right? The first Guardians of the Galaxy was so good because Star Wars, you know the walk. Oh my god,
I know
so,
exactly what
yeah,
the Walkman.
oh my
Yeah,
god, it was
like,
so good.
What is this thing?
Oh no, even
I mean,
there was
he's got a
scenes in the
Zoom
movie,
now.
right? Like there was scenes in the movie when when it was like really important to him. I think part of the story was like it was like one of the last things he got from like his mom as like a gift, like the Walkman with
Yeah,
like the thing. And then he was like it was really important to him, but then they used it throughout the first like story. And then when it was so good. Yeah.
he eventually. I remember like somebody got him a Zune, which is like if people don't know what a Zune is, it's Microsoft's take on an iPod, right?
Oh yeah, he got
And
that as a
it didn't
replacement.
blow up like the iPod did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were like, "What's this?" "Oh, it's a Zune. It's like the coolest thing on earth right now." And I just like put my hands in my face because I have two Zunes. They're not the coolest thing on earth.
Not the
They don't make them anymore. Like iPods blew them out of the water and they stopped production of them. They don't even like support the like software on computers. I don't even think anymore. But I was just like, my jaw dropped, and he was like, "Here's a Zoo," and I was like, "I have two of those. I'm going to go cry now."
I think they're making another one. I think there's a new Guardians of the Galaxy coming out. That's exciting.
I watched the newest one, the third one.
Hmm.
I watched the third one. Yeah, it was pretty good. I cried a couple times because it's a lot of Rocket Raccoon story and like, woo!
Oh, shocking! Oh, you okay?
Oh, there we go.
There
Yeah,
we go.
I'm good. A lot of Rocket Raccoon story and like, man, anything like involving like animals or animal abuse, I will fucking cry over. Like,
Yeah.
motherfuckers, start crying now. Woo! But
Kind of like something on that though, right? Which really got me going, and I kind of talk about like one of my favorite movies, just general movies of all time. Okay, you know Dolphin Tale?
I don't know Dolphin Tale
Oh,
in a spirited way.
Thavas. I cry at that movie every time. We gotta watch if they have it here or if we could find it sometime or just like in your server. We gotta have a movie night. We gotta watch Dolphin Tale, the first one.
Hmm. Dolphin Tale. I watched Happy Feet and like March of the Penguins.
Those were good.
Shamu.
Yeah, those are classic.
Yeah.
What are kind
Oh,
of fading into another topic here? What are kind of some kid movies that were like really popular when you were a kid, but are like, do you think aged pretty well? Or like kind of, what are your favorite kid movies that you kind of watched?
oh my God. I grew up watching like Emperor's New Groove a lot.
That one is
Like
so good.
boom, baby.
Okay, okay.
I
Call me controversial. I
love
think
that
that's the best
movie.
one. I think that's the best one. It's so good. It's so good.
It
It's
is good. I love the Emperor's New Groove. That was my jam. I was born the year The Lion King came out, and my mom
Okay.
was like, my mom stuck that movie to my forehead. She printed the label Lion King and just slapped it on my forehead as a baby
Mm-hmm.
because I was born the same year as it. So like, my mom associates me with Lion King and the song Mr. Jones. And I'm just like, okay. What else other movies do I like? I watched like there's not even a cartoon like Small Soldiers, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was really big into like cartoons and video games. So, like I didn't watch a lot of movies unless they were like Disney themed or like
Yeah, of
like
course.
Lilo and Stitch.
That's
The
good.
Lilo and Stitch
Yeah,
movie.
that storyline was
Such a
great.
good movie.
Did you kind of see it coming? Like, I didn't really personally, even now rewatching it, see it coming of the story of like, oh, Stitch. Kind of the whole theory was like, oh yeah, he's an alien. He's on a kind of a time crunch, right? Because he was like science
Yeah.
made and all that. But then like later, the story progressed and it's like all the other stuff started happening. I was like, wait, that's like really cool. Yeah.
They even made like a Disney show for it where he has to go like save his cousins and like relocate them to new places where they're like, useful to society. And I'm like, bro, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
But start crying. I don't know. I get sentimental over like anything. I'm a crybaby.
I mean, understandable. Like, I cry a lot too. I'm very emotional. Like some animes. I was like, oh, I'm never gonna cry to a show. That was
Why you watched the
Yeah.
wrong anime?
Oh
You
no.
watched the right anime. Your eyes are Violet Evergarden.
Oh
Cried my
no!
eyes
Don't even
out
give me
to your
not
eternity.
Violet Evergarden.
Cried my eyes out.
No, don't even get me started on Violet Evergarden. It was so good.
I was like, what is this salty liquid flowing from my eyes? Like, why is this happening right
Why
now?
am I
I'm
crying
an
to
adult
this?
man. Like, I shouldn't be crying like this, but like, it's 2023. Like, I'm allowed
Okay.
to cry now. Fuck
Yeah.
everybody else. Who says I
Okay.
can't?
Swear. But like, okay. Have you heard of the show called Your Lie in April?
I have. That's the one where they like the piano and like the
Have you
guy and the
watched it?
girl, and I have not. But everybody tells me it's like super messed up.
We gotta
Like,
watch it
like a
together.
lot of
You wanna
heartbreak.
watch it together? We gotta watch this together sometime.
Oh my god. Then like was it Clannad also was
Clint,
like one of
no,
those heartbreaking
no,
animes.
we're not talking about. I cried so much. Okay, but like Your Lie in April though, it's kind of messed up, but it's also the fact of like, it's really, really bad to say this, but like the fact of Asians often relate to it because the main character is forced to play piano all the time, and it's that stereotype of Asian parents make you play piano all the time.
I mean, what is it? Art imitates life is that the phrase where like, things that happen in the real world get implemented in the art world and stuff like that, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
completely get it.
But then also like the story is just amazing, but then the music in that. I'm a sucker for like good music or like good anime openings or just like good soundtracks and shows or like another show kind of going off like a music topic like Vivy is a sci-fi show that came out in 2021 but went I'd say really under the radar because like a lot of amazing stuff came out that year but like no one watched Vivy. Like it Yeah, it was amazing. 12 episodes, very short. It's a futuristic timeline to where the world is getting taken over by AI. What if the world got taken over by robots and AI? And then she's the only AI that survives, for example, in 100 years. So the scientist was like, oh, we predict this. And they send her back in time and she's to fix everything. So to fix that future from not happening. And it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have you
Interesting
seen
music.
have you seen Belle?
I have not.
Yeah, there's an animated movie called Belle. It's like it's like themed off of Beauty and the Beast. It's got like
Okay.
really good music. And it's kind of got like a VRChat theme where like there's the real world, there's the real world and there's the virtual world, and they put these little things on and they go into the virtual world and they have like their avatars and everything. And it's like this girl goes into the virtual world and she starts singing and she becomes like a virtual internet celebrity. But in the
Oh,
real
wow.
world, she's just this normal high school girl, and it's like overwhelming to her, and like it's
Like
it's
kind
a
of
lot,
like those two different
a lot of
lives
things
kind of
happen.
thing,
So
right?
yeah, Hannah
Yeah.
Montana, best of both worlds,
Okay, Hannah was so good. Did you ever watch it?
It was an interesting show. I watched a little bit. My niece watched a lot of Hannah Montana. I know about it because of her.
What is like
I watched like
other
Wizards of Waverly Place.
yeah, like other classic kid shows like Jesse was pretty good. That's okay.
Hey, Jesse.
Yeah.
I think I was too old when that show came out, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I grew up watching like Cartoon Network, like Courage the Cowardly Dog and
Mhm.
Johnny Bravo and like Scooby Doo.
Yeah, kind of around like
Stuff
my
like that.
age was I remember watching a lot of Scooby Doo. I remember watching a lot of Tom and Jerry or like my dad liked Tom and
Yeah,
Jerry.
Tom and Jerry.
Yeah. Or my dad liked Tom and Jerry, so had me
Mucha
watch that.
Lucha.
Or another one, ironically, that I watched a lot as a kid was Speed Racer, which is I know is really old.
Oh yeah, Speed Racer.
Yeah, but it's good.
Yes. Gundam, Metabots, Zoids. Oh my favorite mech stuff that I
Ultraman?
grew up watching is now like Ultraman. I watched there's a Netflix Ultraman that I watched recently. It's okay.
Yeah, the original was pretty good. I mean, the quality I would say definitely didn't age well. I mean, often like kind of that
Mm.
just general quality when you watch the old Power Rangers, it was good at the time, but oh my God, you go rewatch it
yeah.
and then you
Oh,
watch everything now, it's
it's
like so bad.
it's real hard to backtrack on shows that have been going on for like almost probably 30 years. Like you watch Power Rangers now and you're just like, wow, it's come a long way. And then you go back and watch the original Powers and you're
Oh
like,
my
no, it's
God.
still the same old Power Rangers.
Can we talk about
like
this?
everybody's like,
Yeah.
morphing time. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh
Okay,
man.
yeah, like those that was classic. But then all the enemies, remember in the original Power Rangers, like Samurai or something, like the actual actors that were in costumes, like none of it was CG at the time. And like if you watch a lot of that now, it's like that did not age well at all.
I
It is like
love actors in costumes. I love it
Oh,
when
oh,
people
yeah.
actually get the makeup and the
Mhm.
costumes, and it's like because it's goofy that way.
No, but that was
there's
like
a
the
whole
old
art
Power
form behind it.
Rangers.
Nowadays,
Remember?
everything's just
Yeah.
CGI, and I'm just like, man, CGI is cool, but man, do I miss the old
But
ways
man
of
was like more classic. Like you compare
stuff like
that
that.
type of Power Rangers
Yeah.
to the new Power Rangers movie, like it's completely different worlds. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like Jabba the Hutt was a animatronic.
That was an
And if they
animatronic?
made Star Wars nowadays, yeah, if they made Star Wars nowadays, they'd probably be CGI, and I would be sad.
I mean, it was a really good animatronic. It looked pretty good in the original, the one.
Choo-choo, no pana. But
It was
yeah,
that was
I
the
don't know.
first
I
one,
miss
right?
old
Which
school
Jabba
acting
was
stuff.
in, right? Yeah.
Yeah. That was yeah. Mhm. Yeah. I mean, like not episode 1, but the first Star Wars movie,
Yeah, yeah.
which is like 4.
Those were really good. Those Star Wars movies. I like how they kind of did those first, and then they backtracked and did the other ones, right? Then they backtracked and did 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird when people do that because like Metal Gear Solid did that, where they like didn't start with the first game; they started like randomly in the middle.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was kind of interesting how they did that. I mean, out of every single Star Wars meme and everything to exist, the Anakin Eye of the High Ground meme is still used today.
I have the high ground.
It's still
And so
used.
it's like anytime somebody brings up sand, it's like I hate sand. It's rough, it's coarse, and it gets everywhere.
That's the
You
one
know?
that gets used every time. It's and then there's that one meme of this new guy. There's like this one
I mean, he's
guy.
not wrong though. I hate sand.
Yeah, or have you seen that one meme where it's just that one guy that's yelled, "It's sand! It's sand!" It's so good.
I think so. I remember the it's a trap guy.
Yeah,
Admiral
yeah.
Akbar. That was a
That
thing
one's
for a
still
while.
great. Yeah. It's not used as often, but it's still pretty good.
Mhm.
Yeah, whenever, yeah, oh my God. I don't think that's just one of those memes that I feel like will never die. The Anakin I have higher, or just like the classic memes that never die. Yeah.
Mhm.
Or that could be,
Memes
like,
get recycled,
you know,
whether
those ones that can get
whether
used
it's
over and over and over again. Those types of ones.
yeah, a lot of memes get like recycled. It's a lot of like returning formats that just get looped around, and every
Yeah,
10
yeah.
years you'll run into like the same format again. You're just like, wait, I remember this from 10 years ago. It's popular again, or like, you know,
Or like the coffin dance meme, or like some other ones, or
I
I feel like that one's still good, because it's like people use it, and then it's like, it's a funny one. It's good.
Hmm.
And then like
That
the
was a good
really
one.
just really I forget the soundtrack what it's called, but like where it's that one where they would just wide stretch the screen and it's just like someone walking or just like that
Oh,
soundtrack. Yeah, yeah, that one's used.
the wide Putin meme.
Yeah,
I'm, I'm getting old when like I look at memes and I don't understand why they're funny or what's going on in them. People are like, "Oh, it's because you're old." I'm just like, "No, this has all been done before. Like I've seen this already."
it's like recycled, but it's like I don't get it. Yeah.
Yeah. And like it's like I've seen it before. It was milked to death 10 years ago.
Oh my God. So one
Uh,
one classic one from Vine, but do you remember the do you know who created? I know who created, but the two bros sitting in the hot tub 6 feet apart because they're
hot
not.
tub 6 feet apart because they ain't gay. Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah. Did you know Anthony Padilla? That guy. He created that one. That was
Yeah,
his.
from Smosh.
Yeah, that was his. Yeah, I personally think everyone has their own story in a way. Like even
Oh, for
if
sure. Everybody's
yeah,
life is different
different.
and yeah, everybody's different. Nobody's the same.
Yeah, and then
Like not even like
everyone's
identical twins are the same. They have different life experiences.
yeah. Or like even if you look at like with someone, I mean, also what's that like other kind of identical twin thing of like that one movie called Parent Trap, right? It's like they literally switched
Oh yeah.
legs. Like that was crazy. Yeah,
Yeah, that's an old movie.
yeah. That makes me feel old. That is.
Like when you said Parent Trap, I was like, were you around when Parent Trap came out? I was a kid when that movie came out. Oh
Going off
no.
celebrities and stuff. If you could meet a streamer or like a celebrity, who would you meet if you could meet someone?
Michael Cera.
Michael Cera.
Michael
Why Michael
Cera.
Cera?
I love Michael Cera. He's so awkward. I love he's just the most like goofiest awkward dude ever. But like he's just silly. And I like all of his movies he always plays like very similar characters, just like the really awkward like white guy. He's just like, yeah, okay. If not Michael Cera, like there's like the big people answers like Keanu Reeves or like
Yeah, I'd do Keanu or maybe like Ryan
yeah.
Reynolds is really cool. Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds would be really cool. People like Paul Rudd and stuff like that. What's his name? Chris Hemsworth or Chris Evans and all
Oh,
those big
definitely Tom Cruise.
Jason Momoa, The
Tom
Rock,
Cruise.
Tom
Tom
Cruise.
Cruise. Top Gun. Top Gun's one of my favorites.
I want to meet what's his name? Norman Reedus. People
Mhm.
like him a
Oh,
lot.
what about the original actor for Goose from Top Gun? That'd be cool. Yeah.
That would be cool. Did you watch the new Top Gun movie?
It was amazing. I thought it was great.
It was good. I liked
Yeah.
it. It was good. It was a good homage to the previous one.
Yeah, a lot of people
Wait.
that like our parents, when it originally first came out, was like, "Oh, it was worth the 30-year wait," right? I know a lot of people that were happy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As far as streamers go, it's like if Cover Corp and Holo Live are like, hey, we want you to be
okay.
featured on
Who would you
Karai's
be?
stream, I'd be like,
Would you say like
yes.
yes? Just yes instantly. Just like yes.
I wouldn't even be able to understand what she's saying, but
But it'd be great.
F
Oh,
it, we
do you know
roll,
what's
F
so
it, we
funny?
ball.
Oh my God. So it's kind of that same situation, but like what is it? When the EN VTubers try to communicate with the JP VTubers, it's so
It's
funny.
the
Or
funniest
like
thing.
when Kiara was trying to communicate with Suisei one time. Like Suisei's English is pretty good.
Yeah.
But like that was funny.
They're
Right.
learning.
Yeah.
Everybody's learning English and
Yeah.
Japanese so they can communicate with each other, but man, it's silly.
Or
And
like
some of
when
the
the
English girls can't even
JP
communicate properly with each other. It's silly.
or yeah, like the JP when they try to speak in English, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, among the JP talents, definitely Suisei is one of my favorites. I like Suisei.
Suisei is an amazing singer. She is very talented,
Oh my
vocal
God,
wise
it's
and
so
performance
good.
wise. Like her first take video where she did like this her new song
That
and
was
like
great. Oh
and
my.
everything like the first time
Uh-huh.
live
Uh-huh.
one recording. It was fantastic.
It's
I
just
love Suisei
also
singing. I love Toa singing.
uh-huh. It's just that fact, of
They're
like
like
Suisei, right? She's so good.
mhm.
Like she's shockingly like not I wouldn't say, but like so good that like people that find her music are like, wait, she's a VTuber? What's a VTuber? Like,
Yeah.
she's so good that they find out that she's a VTuber after the fact. You know, like,
He had a rough start too, like
yeah.
real rough start.
Yeah. I mean, Suisei's
She's
doing
there
good
though. She's
now.
popping off.
Yeah.
It's like,
She deserves the success. Like, she's also almost at, I think, 2 million now. She's catching up to Callie.
yeah. Mm.
I think she's like right behind Callie now, like catching up pretty fast.
Well, her and Callie, like, they both make a lot of music. Like, I feel like out of
Yeah.
all of the Hololive talents,
There's such a good duo.
Callie and Suisei produce the most music.
Yeah, and they're such a good duo. Like Capsule was great. Yeah. Oh,
Callie.
what would be your favorite Suisei song? Because they're all good. It's so hard to choose one.
Oh my god.
It's so hard to choose one. They're so good.
There's a lot. What's that one called? New Next Color Project? Something like
That's
that?
a good
Next
one.
Color
Yeah,
something?
Next Color Project was good.
Yeah, that was a good one. It's a bop.
Honestly,
Obviously, Stellar
True.
Stellar. When I hear it, when I
Yeah.
hear that song, I
That's my
cry because
anthem.
the fucking
That's my anthem.
vocals are so powerful.
It's so good.
I'm like, ah.
Do you know what's funny? Once I first heard that, I was like, the funny thing when I first heard it, I was like, it's amazing, right? But you know how that first part is like so loud? It's like really loud. I was literally like, I
Yeah.
call it the Suisei alarm. I put it as my alarm to wake up in the morning. I literally call it the fucking Suisei alarm. It's the greatest thing ever. Okay.
It definitely starts off very fast. It's like,
Yeah.
and you're like,
The
whoa,
beat drops and
it's
it's so
very
good.
quick.
No, but later in the song, like about 3 minutes in, that you know the drop, right? The drop. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. True Girl Show is definitely my favorite, I think.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
I hear that one quite often.
True Girl Show, Template. Template's good. Um, they're all good. God damn it. But I like how all of her songs, like, they have such a different vibe to it. Like there's a rock one, you know, I feel like there's something for everyone. Like she is a rock one, then there's like a more
Yeah.
chill one, you know, like there's something for everyone, you know.
She definitely like applies herself to like a wide audience of people.
Yeah. Like there's chill ones, and there's like more rock ones, and there's like in the middle, and then
What is it? Wee, wee, oh, ba, ba.
the guitar in that one goes so hard. It's so good.
I might get a cover of that from Bales one day. Look
Mhm.
out for it. He
Oh,
wants to do a cover song of it.
yeah. That'd be great. Did you hear Bay's new or cover that she did about a month ago? I forget what the song was called, but it was great. It was definitely to change the pace for Bay. Can't remember what it's
Maybe?
I can't remember what it's called.
I know
It's really-
Mumei did a Suisei cover.
Oh, Stellar Mumei was good. That was amazing. That was great. I loved it.
Yeah. Mumei's got a cute voice. She's like, I don't remember. I have a Mumei avatar.
Okay, I know you're a big Hololive fan, and also the fact of I went to Crunchyroll Expo last year. Did you hear about that? That was a whole VTuber event.
Yeah, they had a couple VTubers there.
Yeah,
I've been
Yeah.
doing that lately now, where they get like the little camera set up and
Yeah.
everything, and they have like
Crunchyroll
the camera
Expo.
pointing to the crowd, and their
was
VTuber
crazy.
model set up so like they can come by and talk to people.
It was crazy. I mean, they had a whole like Hololive exhibit there. It was like Holo Meets, right? Do you know what was crazy? So at
Yeah.
the Holo Meet, right? Basically, no one expected this, and I was about to go, right? Around lunchtime, one of the days, literally Yago fucking showed up. Fucking Yago showed up.
Yago
No
was
one,
that
no,
anime.
no
Yeah,
one,
Yago was that.
no one.
What's this called too?
Yago was at Crunchyroll, like there, like it's like no one expected this. Like
I think it was at
literally-
Anime Expo too.
yeah, like fucking Yago was there.
I was like, got a big old cutout of Yago's face, and him standing in front of it. I'm just like, what the?
I was crazy. No, but that was the thing. No, I was like, fucking Yago was here, and I didn't get to see it. He showed up at Holo Meet. I was like, fuck.
There was
We
a
were-
concert at Anime Expo too with the Holo Ian.
Oh, I didn't go to AX. I didn't go to AX.
When they announced Holo Advent.
Mhm,
with the
mhm.
new girls.
Yeah, Crunchyroll Expo was great. It was all VTuber stuff. The merch, I dropped $500 at Crunchyroll. I spent so much money.
Look, I'm looking for the Corona merch. All I need is the one statue of hers. It's like $400. I'm gonna cry myself to sleep, but like,
You need to get it.
I want that. And
I
there's
got
like the
this.
Kadama plushie and the Corona
Mhm,
plushie, and
mhm.
I'm just like, man, everything's so expensive, and you gotta pay like the same amount you're buying the product for online. Is the shipping cost. So you spend forty
Yeah,
dollars
yeah.
on a plushie, it's $40 for shipping. You're spending $80, and I'm just like, I can't. I need to live within my means. I can't drop $80 on like a plushie that's like this big. I can't do it.
Yeah,
Like I got
or you
bills to
know,
pay.
it's
I
like
got rent to pay. I have to feed myself.
yeah, or a lot of the merch, right? For example, like it's like $50 product on release, right? Or for example, for
Yeah,
some VTuber merch, right? And then it's like, oh, but then there's also the tax and then the shipping, and then it's like adding up to like way more than you expected it was gonna be. Yeah.
yeah. That was my struggles. I was like, man, I just wanted the Corona plush. It's $80. It's okay. Life
Sometimes
goes
I'm a
on.
little bit too much of a simp. I bought the Bao merch.
The
Ah,
Bao the whale.
Bao Whale is one of my favorites.
Yeah, I remember her before she was a VTuber. And then she
Yeah, no,
turned into a VTuber,
yeah,
and I was like, oh,
Bao
that's
before was
interesting.
Hikaru Station. She did music stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds about right. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, wow. I'm like, small world. You know, I mean,
Her
everybody's
voice
turning
is
into a
amazing
VTuber
too. Like she's
nowadays.
really good at singing.
That's good. Oh,
Citrus
is
Love
it?
is
Leon
great.
Lee's a
We love Citrus
VTuber
Love.
now.
Yeah. Oh my God. Amalee, she's a legend. Her song covers are amazing. She's so good at singing. She's a legend. But then also now she's
She did,
Monarch. Her excuse, right? Like it was kind of funny, kind of like our excuse for streaming. But then she was like, "Oh, I play games," and she was like, "Oh, I wanted to feel productive while playing games, but like streaming it." And becoming an anime girl, becoming a VTuber, she's like, that's a dub. And that she did that. And then now she feels productive while playing games now.
exactly.
Yeah.
Two birds with one stone.
Two birds.
VTuber.
Become an anime
Because you
girl
always get
and
to
play
stay
games.
anonymous. You don't gotta worry about
Yeah.
people seeing your real face
I
all
mean,
the time,
also
having
it's the
to
thing of
look
like,
presentable on camera and stuff
yeah,
like that.
she
You
kind
know,
of
just
did that though, right?
hit the
Like
go
she
live
did
button and
what Callie did. So basically, kind of the thing of like, I feel like I do that too. Like something like Callie or Amalie did of like, oh, I'd keep all my old stuff up. If people found it, they find it, right? I don't care, right? But it's also that anonymous
yeah.
of like the new identity would be good, because like that's what Callie did. Demon dice. Everyone, if you do a little bit of digging, Callie's demon dice, right? You could find a bunch of
Oh
stuff,
yeah.
right? But like, it's also the fact of like, oh, she has a new.
She's just not allowed to bring it up. Like
Yeah,
in their
yeah.
contract, they're allowed to have separate projects, but they're not allowed to talk about them on either project.
Oh no, but yeah, that's just whole live of like corpo kind of like huge stuff, right? Of like that. Yeah. Which
Yeah.
is understandable though, but like yeah. But also that's the thing though with like corpo and like whole live and like that type of stuff. It's like it's so lenient on collaborating within the branches, right? Like you can collaborate with JP, IP, or all the other branches, right? But then collaborating outside of
Mm-hmm.
Hollow Live is where it's difficult, right? Like if Callie wanted to collaborate with
Because
Iron
of the
Mouse,
security risk.
yeah, like that'd be crazy.
I think
Or
they did, didn't they?
yeah.
Didn't they do
Oh no, they
that?
did do one.
Wasn't
Yeah, they
Callie on
did.
an Iron Mouse interview?
Yeah, they did do one. Yeah, it was legendary. But like the amount of planning to do an outside collaboration like that is a lot of planning. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. They got like security like measures and like making sure that like both streams are like accommodating each other's like rules and stuff like that.
Okay, we're talking about this. We brought up Iron Mouse. I ship Iron Mouse with Connor so much. I think everyone does. They're such a good
I
duo.
think everybody in
They're
the
such a
world
good.
does.
They're such a good duo though. They also argue.
I
They
think you
also
are a part
argue.
of the majority.
They like argue like a couple too. Am I the only one that sees that? Come on, I argue like. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Connor, come with me. No, go by yourself. No, I don't want to go by myself. What do you mean? Just go through the door. I don't want I'm scared. What are you scared for? Just go to the door. No. I want you to go with me.
Oh, the clips are so good. I love watching the streams every time they do one. I love how
Very
Connor
wholesome
does the
moments.
stuff of like how he has his streams, but then he cuts it all down onto the Connor Dog channel. I like that. How that's done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like I feel like it's a lot of work though.
I don't have the energy
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
to
It's so
stream
much
and
work.
then cut my stream. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have the energy to do that.
Yeah,
I'm
also,
like,
I feel like if
man,
that's needed to be done, I think Connor does it all himself. I think he does it by himself, or he has an editor. I think he has an editor. But like, if you don't have an editor, you're doing it all by yourself. That's just so much work to do.
I remember watching him back in the day, like opening up like anime merch and like trying it on, like $500 worth of anime merch, and it's just like random like junky stuff from like secondhand websites. It's just like, oh, I got this cosplay, and he puts it on, and it's like,
Oh my god!
it
Yeah,
looks gross.
the videos of I spent $100 on trash cosplays videos. Oh, they're so good.
Exactly, stuff like that. That's where I
Yeah.
found him. Then him going to like bars and stuff in Japan, like different places in Japan
Yeah.
with his friends.
I like all the collaborations
The
they kind of do
Kaho,
cross-platform.
Shibuya, Kyuan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shibuya Kaho's cool. Yeah, how she's in a lot of the videos.
And go to
So
Japan and go to the
my
Muscle
favorite
Mommy bar.
videos. Are you gonna go to one of those? Would you actually go to one of those?
Yeah, I'd go to if I go to Japan, I'm gonna go to the things I want to do. I want to go to the things I don't want to do. I want to go and do things. You know,
You want to
like
do a crane game
my
thing?
friend was like,
Hell yeah!
maybe, probably, I'll try it out. A friend of mine was like, I'm going to Japan. I'm like, you going to the Yaoi Cafe? And he's like, no. And I'm just like, why not? And he's just like, because I'm straight. And I'm just like, you don't have to be gay to go to the Yaoi
True.
Cafe.
I mean, true.
Okay?
I mean,
I mean,
come on.
it's an experience that in my life
I
I
mean,
can
we.
write down that I have been to a Yaoi Cafe. You
I
know
mean,
what
we
I
all
mean?
watched. We all watched Jury on Ice, right?
I watched Shuriane. Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
I know a lot of people who didn't, because like, you know, people on the internet are like really like, it's not straight stuff. I'm just like, who cares? It's like, the ice skating's cool, the music's cool,
Yeah.
the animation's really good.
yeah. I
If
mean,
you can't
also
look past two dudes kissing in an anime to actually enjoy the anime, then you need to reevaluate yourself.
true. I mean, I don't see a problem with that type of medium. You know, like yeah, it's fine.
Well, it's like it's a lot of hypocrite stuff. It's like straight dudes like lesbian stuff, but
Okay,
straight
okay.
dudes hate gay dude stuff.
I guess,
you know,
I
like,
guess.
and it's just like
Ooh,
it's really
ooh.
hypocritical. Like
Bluelock. Yes.
I only watched the first episode of
Yes.
Bluelock because during that time I was taking a very slow ease back into anime.
Bluelock is good. It's also the fact of I don't know anything about soccer, but it's so good. How does it?
I played soccer in like around
I
high
was
school
so
time
bad
with my
at it.
friends a lot.
My coordination that is not good. Tavis,
All of my coordination is in my
we
legs.
we both have bad
Skateboard.
eyesight. We both have bad eyesight. I don't know how the coordination don't work.
My hand-eye coordination is probably worse than my leg coordination. I got the soccer behind my belt. I got skateboarding.
you know
I used
kickball?
to like run track with my friends. I know kickball. I played kickball in
What
elementary
what
school.
leg do you kick the ball
The
with?
rubber
Or
ball
like
and
what leg do you
my
kick
right leg.
the right one? What hand do you write
Yeah.
stuff with?
All right, one.
Oh, do you know what's funny? So like I can't completely see out of my right eye, but like I shoot a basketball with my left hand. I think because I adapted to I can't see on this side, so I shoot it. I learned how to
Yeah,
shoot the
you
basketball
need to
here
like adapt
because
to
it's in
that.
front of me, right? But then also I kick a ball. I'm really good at kicking a ball with my left leg, but then not with my right leg. But I'm really good. My dominant hand for writing things is my right hand, which is weird because it's on the opposite side. But then it's like, how does that work with
Yeah,
everything?
you're just adapting to your environment. You know, doing what you need to do to survive in life.
Yeah.
You know, you lose a leg, you got two options: wheelchair or prosthetic. You know,
Yeah.
adapt, overcome, succeed.
I mean, I've adapted to it. I mean, I've also think like, oh, it's like that type of factor. It's like it's really cool because I'm not completely blind, so technically I can make the excuse of when I'm watching a horror movie. This is me in the theater staff looking at the screen. I'm like, oh shit, guys. Technically, if I cover my left eye and look at the movie, I'm still watching it because I could still see out of my right eye a little bit. So technically, I'm still watching the movie, but I
Mm-hmm.
can't see it at all. It's so smart.
Yeah, like putting a filter over it, you
Yeah,
know, like
it's
a
the
blur
boring,
filter.
it's the blurriest filter.
I got glasses like 2 days ago, 2 or 3 days ago. New glasses after like 9 years.
New prescription. 9 years?
Yeah, yeah. I don't go to the eye doctor very much. I'm supposed to, but I'm lazy. I can't see, I can't drive, I can't just be like, eye doctor, drive.
True.
You know, I can't go anywhere unless somebody
The
takes me or
reason,
I take like a
I
bus.
mean, that makes sense. I mean, the reason why I go every year is because I told you this. Like, I have enough eyesight in my left eye corrected to where I could drive, I could do a lot of normal things, play sports, do a lot
Yeah.
of like corrected in my left eye. But that's why I have to get it checked every year and get my prescription constantly checked. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a safe thing to do. I have, what was it, 20 dash, like, 700, 20 dash 800, I think. No, it's, yeah, it's 20
What?
dash, wait.
I think you have worse
Yeah.
eyesight than me.
My vision is crispy.
I think you have worse
Very,
eyesight than
very
me.
poor vision. I think my charts said like negatives. My left and right are both like negative 7.50 and negative 7.25 or something
Oh
like
my
that.
god. That's crazy.
So they're crunchy vision.
Crunchy vision. How's your wait, so you're nearsighted or farsighted?
I'm very nearsighted. I get like maybe like 8 inches of clear vision before everything's just
What?
like fuzz.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Inches, not feet.
Inches, yeah. So like if I
What?
put my hand like on my face, yeah, I sit like 8 inches away from my monitor at all times. Like when I'm at my
What?
desk, I have a monitor that like has an arm like an arm for my monitor,
Oh
and
my
I pull it close
god.
to my face and just sit there and play games, so I don't like have to hunch over and look like a shrimp for the rest of my life.
Tav, I'd honestly never thought I'd ever meet anyone that has worse eyesight than me. I think you're the first person. I've always had the worst eyesight.
Eyesight
We're
bad,
bad eyesight buddies.
sad eyesight. Cries inadvertently.
Cries and bad eyesight.
Cries in bad eyesight, literally.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we're making it work. You know, like hopefully it doesn't
Yeah,
get
we
worse.
adapt.
Yeah.
We overcome. We succeed. Do what we gotta do. You know, as long as the bills and rent are being paid and I'm eating well, you know, things
As
are
long as
looking
we're
up.
generally taking care of ourselves, you know.
Yeah. There's worse things that could happen in life than like having poor vision. I promise you that.
Oh, like honestly, it could have been way worse. Like I could have been missing a limb or something. Like that'd have been way worse. I feel
Yeah,
like
like there's a lot
yeah.
of people in the world who have it much worse than we do, and
I
they make it
personally
work. So
think
like, you know, and it's
yeah,
different
like
for
really
everyone, but
But also, right, like I've seen things, documentaries and other things of like, you know how humans could technically learn echolocation? Like that's cool, right? But like if you're
I just
blind,
want to
like
be a bat.
you know, like if you're blind, like fully blind, like you could like teach yourself to get around by yourself. Like that's cool. Like with like you have your stick, but then you also could learn like echolocation and stuff, so you can like bounce off and like actually know where you are. Like that's cool, or like other things.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
one thing I do is whenever I move somewhere, I practice walking through my house a couple times with my eyes closed, just in case like there ever comes a time where I need to walk through my house with my eyes closed, or if it's too dark, I don't just like bump into everything.
Yeah, yeah. For the most part, yeah, without my glasses, I could see. I mean, it's a little hard to see because my nearsightedness in my left eye is pretty bad. But like, yeah,
Mm.
that's why I have to wear my glasses all the time. I mean, that's why I'm kind of worried going into this about the Quest 3. It's because, I mean, it won't be much of a problem if I get the, you know, the glasses inserts with the prescription lenses. If I get a pair,
I just
yeah.
got those. My friend ordered those for me because he was like, dude, once you get your prescription, I'll get you the VR optometrist.
The VR eyes, yeah. I call them
Yeah,
VR
I'm just like,
eyes.
oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much. And he's like, yeah, no problem. Like,
Well,
you do a
no, they
lot for
seem very
everyone. So, like,
convenient, you know, because it's like you don't have to
yeah,
wear a pair of glasses in your headset, because I'm currently doing that.
I have a pair of glasses right now, and it doesn't feel good. It's like crushing the bridge of my nose. I take off my headset, there's a big red mark on my nose.
Uh-huh.
I have to constantly like adjust my headset because it's uncomfortable.
Use an
I'm like,
index, right?
can I just like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that would work with the index too because you can move the lenses closer to your face and all that. The Quest 1 has a lot of room in the headset, so I think that's why it works because my glasses are pretty big and I could fit it in the headset. I don't think it'd work with the Quest 2. I've heard people wearing that headset and they can't even fit their general like face in the headset without their eyes touching the lenses, which is bad. So honestly, with personally, that's why I never upgraded to a Quest 2. Because I know like a couple YouTubers were like, oh yeah, I wear the headset, my eyes are touching the actual lenses without glasses, right? I was like, that's not good.
Jesus.
Yeah, I was like, that's not good. But your eyes are touching the lenses, like that's not good. And then also like the Quest 3 looks good, but if it's slimmer, right? I think I might have to get the lens inserts for that one.
The inserts, yeah,
Yeah.
VR optometrist. Lenses. Order your prescription at VR optometrist.
Yeah, I'll just go ask my eye doctor
Pay
about
the
it.
money, get some lenses.
I mean, also it's just the fact of like, is it like worth? But like, it's like worth it because I spend a lot of time in here.
Yeah, I mean, if VRChat is like, or VR overall is like your bread and butter of like means of communication and gaming, then you want to make yourself comfortable
I
whenever
mean,
you're in
yeah,
it.
like it's so
You
worth
know?
it if you play a lot of like virtual reality. It's like you kind of don't live in here, but it's like a second life, you know? Like you're hanging out with all your friends, you're always in here, always in your VR
Yeah,
headset.
it's a
Like it,
source of
yeah.
social stimulation without actually having to leave the comfort of your home.
Yeah, and it's good. Like it's the
And a
fact of
lot of
like
people just enjoy that
yeah, like how much cool people have you met like from across the world that are like you would never
a
possibly
lot.
meet. You know, it's like I
Got
met like
friends in Japan,
yeah,
Guam, the Philippines,
my first
Australia,
friend
New Zealand.
yeah, my first friend that I met in here was an Australian. They were so cool. They turned me into a Rindo my
I
first
wouldn't have,
day.
like you wouldn't have met that dude if it wasn't for VRChat.
I wouldn't have never met them. Like it's that fact of like you never like what are the odds of you meet these people ever, right, without this game? Like never. Like, that's crazy. And then also like how I talk about a little bit with every guest is about like how VR chat is so amazing. What other medium does this thing of like you could be creative, you could make anything you want, you can express yourself in any way you want with like an avatar, or like create your own one that literally looks like you IRL. Like it's like that's crazy. Like there's no other thing doing this right now.
They're trying to, but they're not as succeeding as much. Like, because VRChat basically has like the most publicity, the income, everybody's already
Yeah, yeah.
here. So when something new comes out, people don't want to have
It's
to
hard
like
to
leave
migrate
VRChat to go
people.
there.
Yeah.
Exactly. Whenever like the platform's already here, it's already pretty decent,
Yeah. I
especially
mean,
compared to like
yeah.
2017, 18.
Even though it's like still very unoptimized, one of the most unoptimized games out there. I'd call this. This is
Although
basically,
the biggest
yeah,
struggle with the
uh,
optimization of
uh,
VRChat is everything is user made basically,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's
and it's
impossible to
up to the
optimize
people who make
everything.
the avatars and the maps to make them optimized, not the devs of VRChat.
Yeah,
Yes, their
no,
foundation
because
is a little shaky
that's the
here and
thing,
there.
right? Because it's everything's community made. It's impossible to optimize everything, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, but that's what's so good about this. That's what makes this is literally the modern day Oasis from Ready Player One. This is the virtual world. This is what our virtual world is. It's VR chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on Nijisanji? They're pretty cool. I like Fish and
I like
Pomo.
some of the Nijisanji people.
Yeah.
I see like a lot of clips of Selene and oh god, what is her name? Finana
Yeah,
and Plumley
Fish.
Rainpuff.
Fish. We love Fish. Fish.
And then there's times where like some of the guys will show up like is his name like Vox, I think is his
Vox is
name. Vox
cool.
Akuma.
Yeah. Or
He's got
no, my
like
favorite
a
among the
really deep
guys is
voice.
definitely Luca. Luca's cool. Luca's one of my favorites among the guys.
Wait, didn't one of them just retire?
Mista.
Mister, yeah, I seen
Yeah.
that on Twitter or
That's sad though. Mista was
X,
so
but
cool.
it's Twitter.
I still call it Twitter. Who calls it X?
It's Twitter. It's Twitter. I don't give a fuck about Elon Musk. Excuse my language, but man, yeah, it's Twitter. It's Twitter. It's tweeting. It's retweeting.
Yeah.
It's not
I
reposting or
make
posting or
I make
X.
I make the joke of we're not getting canceled on the internet now. Instead, Tav, we're getting executed.
Executed. Oh my god.
It was funny.
When they
Okay?
ban you off of Twitter, they call it an execution.
That's so bad, but it's so good.
Execute Order 66.
There's gonna be so much memes on that. It's like, this person's getting canceled. Execute Order 66.
Execute them. Bring out the dancing lobsters.
What's your favorite ocean animal?
Ocean animal. I love I don't know, like manta rays are really cool.
With that type of stuff, it's like getting out of your comfort zone. Like, kind of, Norse is super cool, but then how he like goes out of his comfort zone to do many cool things that he loves to do. Like, he loves music, right? But then that also reminds me of, I think you know what I'm gonna bring up. Bochita Rock, such a good anime. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
Rock.
Very great, very great.
The nervous noodle. I love nervous noodles.
Yes,
They remind me of myself as a young lad.
it's a very,
Anxiety
very
and
good.
social problems.
Yeah. It kind of reminded me of my other friend that also was like, "Oh, I love music and I want to start a band," but like literally is like, "I don't know how to make friends."
Just get a band camp going on. A little thing. Hey, I'm gonna put some guitar riffs here if anybody wants to like overlay some,
Mhm.
bass and drums and vocals.
I mean, that's also
you know?
like a very relatable too of how she even in the show was like, "I feel more comfortable behind a mask on the internet," right? She was uploading to like YouTube, well, but like, yeah, she was really good, right? But she's never really played like live, right? Yeah, I related to that part of the fact of
Scream in
like,
that anime.
yeah, or the fact of like when you first start, when I first started making videos, it's like, I know people are going to see this, but it helped my social anxiety. Like, believe it or not, I was not always like the bubbly kind of like, oh, I'll go up to talk to anyone and improvise and do all this stuff. I was that type of kid in middle school that was like, I trembled before a school presentation. I was that child. Okay, it was bad, Thavas.
I was a weeb in elementary school and like middle school. Like that's when like Naruto and like Dragon Ball Z has already come into fruition, and Naruto, One Piece, Bleach. Kids Naruto running down the hallway. Shadow Clone and like slapping each other with big sticks, thinking they're swords. That's what I grew up with.
People running
People
down
didn't
the
like that.
hallway.
Especially in the hood.
People still, Thavas, people still run down the track field Naruto running.
Yeah, I don't think it's something that's gonna go on for a long time.
Wait, did you? I'm doing math. You were a 90s kid, right?
Yes.
Did you have a Game Boy?
Yes.
Oh my
Game
god.
Boy,
let's
Game Boy
go.
Color, Super Mario, Pokemon Blue, Yellow, bunch of old Mega Man games, some Kirby games.
Do you still have your Game Boy? Did you keep it? Did
Yep.
you keep it? Please tell me you kept it. Please.
No,
No!
I wish, like, look, if there's one thing I could take back as an adult who's pushing 30, is maintaining all of my prior belongings and, like, keeping them in good condition in, like, boxes and, like, keeping them well protected so, like, I could keep all that stuff alive in my modern day, like,
Well,
life.
no, and then you could just go
It's
back
like-
to it for nostalgia.
Yeah, like, I had, like, a lot of stuff growing up as a kid. Like, at the time, I had two parents. And then I was like, here's the Nintendo 64. Wow, this is cool. Here's a bunch of really cool toys. Wow, these are cool. Got the Game Boy and all the cool stuff. And I'm like, I didn't understand the value of any of that as a kid. I thought it was just like,
Did you open up
cool
original
stuff,
Pokemon cards?
And I was,
Did you have original Pokemon cards?
yeah.
Oh my god, Dav!
Original Pokemon, original Yu-Gi-Oh!
Dav, guess what? If you could predict the future as a kid, you would have been like, I'm buying a 1999 original Pokemon box, keeping it in the closet for 30 years.
Mm-hmm. If I could go back in time, I'd be investing in some companies, even if they're like not great companies. I'd be rich though. Okay, just saying.
Okay, no. If I feel like if anyone would predict the future from like the 90s, people be like, I'm gonna buy 5 of those original Pokemon boxes and then keep them in the closet for 30 years. What's your kind of thoughts? Like, really a random thought. What's your thoughts on Jujutsu Kaisen? Jujutsu Kaisen's pretty good. The new season's pretty good.
I watched the first season of it. I have not seen the movie, and I have not started the second season.
I watched
I need
the
to
first
watch
two.
it though.
Yeah, it's pretty good. People kind of even like I heard a lot of takes on it. It's like, what if Naruto was without all the filler, kind of? You know, it's like they gave us all the action. It's like you're here for the action. We're giving you the action,
Well,
right? Yeah,
that's one of my favorite things about
yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen when I watched the first season of it is there's not like a lot of downtime. There's like, hey, this is serious. We got to fight these like demons, and then we train, and
The
then we fight
modern day
demons, and then we
Naruto.
train, and then we fight demons.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
kind of.
not. There's no. We need to kill these demons, but first, let's go to the bakery for like 5 episodes and help some old lady cross the street. I'm just like, man.
And then it's like Naruto Shippuden be like, yeah, we gotta fight Madara and like the whole like clan, and we gotta find we gotta find all these people, right? But then like let's have a whole training arc with Jiraiya for 30 episodes, type thing.
hmm
Yeah,
Flashbacks, training arcs, side characters that nobody remembers.
yeah. Oh no.
I thought you remember her. She was in episode 42 for 10 seconds. No, I
Nope.
don't.
Nope.
Because she was in episode 42 for
For
10
10
seconds.
seconds. Um, a decently, I would say underrated, like kind of underrated. What's Blue Exorcist was good. It's interesting.
I thought it was alright.
Yeah, it was
Growing
alright.
up, when I
Yeah,
was watching Blue Exorcist, I was like, this is an okay anime. Like,
it's alright.
it didn't like,
It didn't
it
blow me out
wasn't
of the
like
water.
Naruto big. It didn't blow
Yeah.
me out of the water for sure. Back then it was like
What are some
Soul
other
Eater
like
and
ones that were like all right, but like didn't blow you out of the water? Like that one was alright.
um. That's a good question, honestly, because most of the ones that didn't like blow me out of the water, I don't
Okay, like
remember.
one of my first starter ones. Of course, I'm pretty sure everyone's seen this a little bit. Like I watched Sao. I mean, that was one of my first ones. I was like,
Hmm.
okay, here's the thing. I was like, cool concept, right? But like VR and everything, right? But like, what if we got trapped in VRChat, right? For example, it's like, oh shit, we can't get out of VRChat, and then it's like that, right? But then that's kind of cool. But then all the memes behind Sword Art Online were like, who's beaten an RPG game, you know? Because it's like that was one of the memes in the bridge or something. It's like, who's ever done this
Hmm.
whole thing? It was like, yeah, it was funny. But then, I mean, a lot of people. This is a sad thing. I don't think a lot of people would mind being trapped in VRChat because people already live here already.
Hmm.
It's a sad. Yeah.
Okay. See, I grew up with Dot Hack, and then I watched SAO because like one of my best friends is like super into it, and I watched the first season. And I was like,
Okay.
I see the
Here's the thing.
appeal
Sao
about it
first
all, but
season or like
man,
first part, right? So here's the timeline. Sao first 12 episodes when they finished like that arc, amazing. Second part, no one cares. I don't care what anyone says. No one cares about the fucking fairy arc, okay? You watch the whole thing and you understand why it's there. No one asked for the incest. No one asked for shipping with his sister. No one asked for the fairies. Okay, I don't care. It was bad. Gun Gale second season was okay. It was alright. Third and fourth season was fire. Underworld was good. Third season, fourth season was good.
when they changed the show from surviving in a video game, you know, you die in the game, you die in real life. When they changed all of that is when I was just kind of like, oh, the show is no longer what I expected it to be, and it's not living up to any expectations anymore. But like when they're like, everybody's out of the game except for Asuna, I was like, well, so if they go into the game and they die in the game, they just respawn. So it's basically just like it's not
Yeah, it's like something
what
else
I
now.
signed up for.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something else
No,
now.
no, I feel like they baited us. We got
Oh
baited.
yeah. Well,
A
if
little.
you look at every season
Yeah.
of Sword Art Online, it appeals to a
Okay, but the
different
later stuff was really
demographic.
good though. But you know what's really controversial? I'm not sure if you know this, but like, here's my opinion, and I think everyone could agree with me on a little bit about this. Everyone that likes Sword Art Online, like I don't hate it, is also the biggest Sword Art Online hater and the biggest critic on Sword Art Online. So people actually like Sword Art Online. But then also like later, the best part about Sword Art Online was when Kirito, the main character, wasn't in it and he was literally in a coma for half the fucking season. And the best part was when he wasn't in it. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, that was the. I don't know. Sword Art Online got weird. Even the writer is rewriting it all because he was like, yeah, I wasn't a good writer back then. I'm gonna rewrite things. I'm like, okay.
Well, no, and then
I don't know
people
if
were like, SAO's bad, and then they rewritten it with okay, SAO Alternative, the Gun Gale one was good with Len.
Yeah, that was a completely
Yeah,
different writer.
that was amazing. That was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you look at Sword Art Online, every part to it appeals to a different demographic.
True.
The first season is for like guys who, self-insert. It's made for self-insert guys who, want that cool girl and like a bunch of other girls to like them, kind of like a harem thing.
Well, no, yeah,
and
it was
then
like
part
Kirito's
two
yeah.
was like the weird like cousin sister complex thing where like, oh, my cousin's in love with me. How weird, haha. And then like
there was so much
part
Sweet Home
three, they
Alabama
turned
being
Kirito
Please-
into a femboy.
No, not the Kirito femboy arc.
And then after that it's like ulcerization where it's like Kirito.
Okay, no, but that was really
too,
funny,
and
right?
then-
Like the Kirito
and people
femboy
are
arc
like,
was literally he had a literal
people
lightsaber.
push-
He had a lightsaber and a gun
Yeah.
game.
That was cool. you
Yeah.
know. But like the Gun Guild one was alright. Like the Death Gun.
Xenon's a
and, like,
decent
figuring out
character.
All that was.
I think
Yeah.
Xenon's still pretty good.
I can live without everybody simping for Kirito though. Like
Yeah,
I can live without all the.
I can live without all that. I
the
mean,
poorly
Kirito's that
female
basic main
protagonist.
character. He's that basically
Yeah.
standard character, black hair, main character vibe. He's very basic. Like there's a lot of characters like that.
All the women, not
Yeah.
to say female, because female's an incel word. I apologize, but women protagonists in Sword Art Online aren't really well written.
They aren't at all.
Because they're all just made to make Kirito look good, and I'm just like, eh.
I mean, also Asuna's just kind of simping for
Cardboard.
Kirito the whole. Yeah, like, like very like oh yeah no like the thing to say that is like all the Sword Art Online characters just kind of feel empty. Like not written well. Yeah.
They are very empty.
Yeah.
They're all very, because Kirito's a self-insert. Kirito doesn't even have like a lot of like writing to him. You look at Kirito and you're like, self-insert. What if I was in a video game? This is my character, and then like, you go.
Yeah,
I don't like a lot of self-insert characters. They bug me because there's almost like nothing to them.
I mean, for the time, it was all right. I mean, it was very different. I mean, nowadays, if that type of anime came out, it would definitely not hold up very well at all. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Steins Gate still
they're
pretty good.
rewriting it. They know
Yeah.
that they scuffed it up. Steins Gate is amazing.
Steins
It's
Gate
one of my friends'
aged very well
favorite
too.
anime.
Yeah, 2009, 2010. Steins Gate still great. I love Steins Gate. Yeah. Even though, yeah, people are like, oh, I don't like the build up. But like, if you watch it, you understand. Like, the first 10 to 12 episodes is like that build up in Steins Gate. But you need it. And it's like, you get past that. Oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah. See. My favorite anime growing up was Yu Yu Hakusho. That's how it shows my age, but
Mm-hmm.
I love Yu Yu Hakusho.
Inuyasha? You watch Inuyasha?
I watched Inuyasha as a kid. Where I learned, I learned bad things from Inuyasha. That's when I started calling people freaks of nature. You're a freak of nature! Because of Inuyasha saying it in one of the episodes. And I'm like, wow, that's a fun insult. Let me start calling people a freak of nature. You bastard! Ah! I'm a reverse soul stealer!
Going into Ghibli movies, Princess Mononoke was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I was talking about
Yeah.
that a couple days ago, actually. Because a friend of mine is looking for anime to suggest to their, like, friends who are in, like, their mid-30s, like, normie animes that aren't gonna, like,
Yeah.
turn them away from anime as a whole. So we were going
Well,
through
no,
like
like,
suggestions.
That's
and,
the
like,
thing, though, right? Like,
some Studio
general
Ghibli
anime,
ones
right?
around
Like,
there.
nowadays, like, is out of control. Could we talk about this? Some animes nowadays that come out are literally drawing that line. Like, there was a line of, like, what not to do in anime. And then that line just keeps getting pushed more and more every
yeah.
single time. Like, literally, anime nowadays is so weird. Like, Inukai's dog? No, get the shit out of here. No, it's so bad. What the fuck is that? Like, the
I
line
have
is
no idea what
getting,
that is.
don't look it up. Don't look up it's so bad. If you like dogs, all I gotta say, do not look up that anime. If you like dogs,
My
remotely,
favorite VTubers are
don't
dogs.
look up that anime. Don't look it up, please. Save your sanity. So bad. Yeah, no, I totally get that though. Like, I'm like, don't show people a lot of these new weird ones. Like, there's the line is getting pushed every
Yeah.
single year. It's so bad.
Because that's what we're worried about. Because they're like
Yeah.
they're old. They're people who have like careers and their jobs. They just want to like look for like new means of media. And they're like, hey, what kind of animes could we show these people? I'm just like,
That's not gonna be
going through the
automatically
anime
like
list,
turn them
and
away.
oh,
Yeah.
Because if you like look at it from their perspective, they're adults. They're like
Yeah. They're like
in their
grown
mid-30s.
adults. Yeah, they want like
they
a
don't
good
want to
show.
watch animes.
Yeah.
Like titled around like high school kids, like
Yeah,
or
yeah,
like
yeah,
weird
yeah,
high
yeah.
school kids. They're like horny high school kids. They're like perverted stuff. They don't want to see that. They're like
Yeah,
in their
yeah.
mid-30s. Like there's definitely like people out there who want to see that. It's like yeah, like show them like Princess Mononoke or like stuff like that.
Or like
you
if
know?
they
'Cause
haven't
it's
seen like Ponyo or like Totoro, show them some classic stuff. Like
yeah,
that,
like
those
show
are great,
show them Studio Ghibli movies because like they're like
They're a very good
not
opening.
weird. There's not gonna be
But yeah,
upskirt
no,
shots
they're
of like
amazing.
underage girls in Princess Mononoke. You
Yeah,
know?
or like amazing like scenes. Like those are just like a great
And the
gateway.
animation's really good too.
Yeah, amazing
Mhm.
gateway. Another very underrated one. Everyone, if you haven't watched, go watch Nausicaa, The Valley of the Wind. Am I the only person that really cares about like a good opening? Like I'm like, if that shit slaps, it
I like the
slaps.
opening.
I'm like, damn. Like, okay, do you agree with people on like if the opening's like absolutely fire, is it a crime to skip the opening?
I only watched the opening like the first time
Like,
I
it is
watched
a-
the anime. Like
fair,
episode
fair.
1, I'll watch
Yeah.
the intro and I'm like, all right, this is good. You know, if I want to listen to the opening, I'll just find it on YouTube and
Yeah,
listen to
yeah.
it.
I mean, also like if it's insanely good, I'll watch it every time. Like Chainsaw Man's opening, oh my god, every single time I watch that one.
Mhm.
Like banger, like Oshinoko. Watch that one every time. Like that's a banger. Like, but also like that's the thing with like a lot of Yosobi's songs are like the lyrics. They're very upbeat. They're very nice. But then you go and actually look at the lyrics and they're so dark.
Oh, they're dark.
Yeah,
They're very dark. Yeah. The one song that
that
blew
one
up
really
on the
popular
internet
one,
for
"Racing to the
them.
Night," is literally about depression, but it's like so upbeat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and everybody's just like dancing on TikTok
No,
to this
you know the
song
meme,
about
right?
like
No, it's
depression.
that.
I'm
It's
just like,
the
and I'm
literal.
like, man.
Thavas, it's that meme of like you literally hear the beat to that song and it's like actual vibe. People that don't, it's like that meme of you don't know what the lyrics mean, but you're just dancing to it, but it's actually someone singing out their depression. It's like, no.
That's the language barrier, you know.
Yeah.
If in America or in like English, somebody was like, "I'm so sad, I want to hurt myself," people are gonna be like, "Wow, this is like really emo." But you hear it in a different language, and you're just like, "Oh, this shit slaps. Let me whip and nay myself
it is
to a
though,
happier life."
but like, why is it actually a bop though? Like, literally, Oshinoko Idols is literally how crap the idol industry is, and it's really dark.
Trying to be like
Yeah.
incognito with her life.
Yeah, but also here's the even more dark thing if you go into it, right? So the way they do the animation on how they do the eyes, right? But you know what the eyes mean in the show, right? Of like how much they're lying, right? Or like how much they're putting on a mask, right? But that's the thing though. If Hoshino always had the star eyes, does that even when before she became an idol, does that mean she never told the truth and she was always lying? Was she always putting on a
So I
mask?
feel like
You know, because she always had
I
the
think
eyes.
there's
you know?
two
Yeah.
different versions of the eyes. There's the light ones and there's the dark ones.
Yeah, no, but the dark eyes was Aqua's revenge, or how he wanted to pull revenge, right? Or Ruby had the dark eyes at one
Yeah.
point. It's the revenge, right? But then, yeah, of like how how Aqua got into the idol industry because he wanted to figure out who Ai's killer was. Yeah,
Yeah. Like I feel like
Kana's my favorite though.
the
I love
eyes
Kana.
represent like
I love Kana.
Kana, the actress girl.
Yeah, red hair. I like Kana.
Yeah, she's cool. She's funny. I like Memcho, the
Memcho,
YouTuber
yeah.
girl who's like
Yeah, the
who's
YouTuber.
like in her mid-20s, but
Yeah.
everybody thinks is like 15, 16. She's
Um,
like, I get more
okay, I
viewers
kinda
if I
like-
pretend I'm younger.
Yeah, I kind of like the second Bikumochi with the Ruby, Kana, and Memcho. It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
No, but also
They're
it's the
my
thing of like
favorite.
people also feel like are like don't try stuff, but I'm like watch Oshinoko, give it a try because people are like, oh, it's about
I
idols.
like
I'm not,
those. You know,
you know,
that
it's like
first
I'm not gonna
episode
like
is
it.
like 40 minutes long, and
Oh,
it's
but
a
it's
nightmare.
so
but
worth it. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Here's my opinion on. I feel like more shows should do that, you know, which is like longer first episode, really like get into that, like
Oh yeah, because it
you know,
really,
like it's
because
that
it,
commitment, you know, it's like that commitment.
yeah,
But then like more shows should be doing that nowadays. Yeah,
you need to be able to show enough plot point and
yeah,
like enough things in the first episode to get your audience hooked, which is why Oshinoko's was longer. Holy crap,
yeah.
what did I do?
Yeah,
You
you
know, like what
cut
did I
the
just
first
watch?
20 minutes of that into a 20-minute episode. That'd be like, oh, that was boring. It's dark. Yeah, but it's a different change
The
of
more you
pace though.
know.
Yeah, it's a different change of pace, but then also episode 6 of Oshinoko personally hit me hard. Like that hit me in the feels. Like I fucking cried. Like that hit me. Like episode 6 of oh, that was bad. And then literally speaking of the internet, VRChat is literally just the embodiment of the internet over the years in my opinion. Yeah.
The body of the internet, the
It kind of
land
is.
crammed into one social
All the
platform.
memes, all
Everything's
the
anonymous.
yeah,
Memes, the people. I mean, everybody
everything
you find
here,
on Twitter
everything
and
here.
4chan and
Yeah.
Reddit, they're all in VR chat as well. So it's like, man.
Well, no, that's also the worrying thing, right? Of how a kid could just grab a Quest 2 and then be here, right? Like it's like it's crazy because I want more people in VR, but then of how crazy VRChat is, of how it's the embodiment of the internet. It's not good for younger audiences to be here for the amount
Oh,
of
for sure.
crap that for the amount of crap that's here, you know? Yeah, and stuff that happens here.
hmm
Yeah.
I have nieces and nephews. I don't want them on VR chat.
Yeah. Like sadly, I do want this game. I don't want it to be 18 plus, but then I feel like it needs to be. Like sadly, you know?
Well,
Yeah.
they just pushed out the Android beta
Yeah,
for
they
VR
did. Yeah,
chat.
but it's on VRChat
So
Plus. Yeah, exclusive. Right? It's like totally
yeah, but
beta.
like when it
Yeah.
rolls out, like officially, more people with Android phones and potentially
Do you know
even
how
more
much
kids are going to
kids are
sign
gonna
up for
be on
VR
here?
chat.
Like, no, Tav, I literally made this meme with my friends, or last episode. You got little Timmy playing VR chat in school. You got the professor coming over being like, Timmy, why the fuck you on video game again, you failure? You got Timmy's mom coming in. Why the fuck you not doing your homework, you goddamn failure? Beat your ass with the bamboo stick. That's gonna happen so much.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like, what the what's gonna happen, Dav? Like we're gonna get an influx of new people. Yeah, like oh my god.
Better, hopefully better parenting occurs and
Please
parents
God,
start
please.
watching more of what their kids are doing on
Like
the
no,
internet.
but here's all I ask though, right? We need better parenting, but don't totally like be like, oh, like I
Well, you
monitor
can't be like
everything.
overly
Yeah, like
controlling.
overly,
Yeah.
but like, we need better parents to like actually teach your kids good things. Don't be totally overbearing to where it's like, oh, I monitor everything they do. I look at all their messages like that. Like they need some sort of like
Yeah.
privacy, Like,
Privacy and
but there's
stuff
also
like
like,
that.
don't be like too like overprotective because I feel like there's like a good balance and there's going, there's always going way too far, Yeah.
hmm Yeah, it's just one of those things. Yeah, it's a conversation that has probably been had a million times, but nothing ever changes. It's like a
Yeah, yeah.
person-to-person basis, whether or not they're like actually monitor what their kids are doing. It's like, if I got a kid and they're like, "Hey, I got a Quest 2," and I'd be like, "Give me 1 second, let me see it." I would, block VR chat from ever being played, and I'd be like, "Here you go play other games."
Like
Like
maybe
a
like maybe
parental
they can go
system
on
and
like
things.
yeah, like maybe I feel like there should be a locked app feature, maybe to where it's like, oh, you could lock VR chat so they can't get on VR chat, maybe, right? Or like, I feel like that's
Yeah.
arguably fine, right? So you don't have like 8-year-olds getting on VR chat, you know?
I'm like just like a parental system,
Yeah.
because like the biggest struggle with VRChat is that it doesn't have an ESRB rating at all. It's just because it's like an alpha or I forgot what it's called, whatever. But can't put a rating on it. Can't tell kids not to come into the game.
Yeah.
Parents look at
True.
it and go, "Oh, it's a game. There's no rating to it." Oh,
There's no rating
totally
to it.
fine,
It's
and let
fine.
their
It's
kids play
probably
VRChat.
fine. But then they don't understand this is literally the embodiment of the internet since like 2015 or like, it's like crazy, yeah.
Yeah, VRChat has some of the coolest people you'll ever meet, but it also has some of the most
Some of the
vile human
weirdest
beings on the
people.
planet.
Yeah. Glad the internet kind of taught me how to be decently smart on like, oh, don't care what other people think about you, or the fact of like that helped me in the long run of like, just like not
Yeah,
being affected by that, and it's like, just like the general things that really help, or like yeah,
the internet is the biggest coin flip ever. We're one
yeah,
of the greatest people in the world. We're one of the most vile human beings on the planet. Just depends on where you end up, which
for
path
sure.
you want to take. You want to look up how to cook? There's places to do that. You want to look up how to be a dickhead on the internet? There's places to do that.
You want to chill and
Be the
watch
be
game
the better
videos?
person, you
Yeah,
know? Yeah. Be the change in the world that you want to see. Do the more positive thing. Don't go out of your way to make other people's life miserable because your life is
yeah,
also
yeah.
probably just as miserable.
And honestly, I
You
kind
can
of
do
live by
better.
the fact of like, don't do something you're going to regret. That's always something I lived by,
Oh,
or
for
just, or
sure. The
like I've
internet
always,
footprint is massive
I've always
nowadays.
lived by like, don't ever do anything that's like, oh, that's gonna bite you in the ass in like the future. Like, don't do something you'll regret, or like, yeah, be have like what
Mm,
I tell people like when I really meet people that's in a bad situation. Sometimes even I'm like, please use common sense. Please don't do something you'll regret.
yeah.
I'm like, please don't fuck up your life because of this. I'm like to people. Yeah, it's just a crazy place we call the internet.
All of the internet.
And that's the thing, Dav. It's getting crazier and crazier every year when we get more technology and everything coming
Oh
out.
yeah.
I mean, honestly, I tell you, this is just the
Technology
beginning.
expands.
You know? Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Technology gets stressful. A lot of things that are coming into fruition that don't really need to be a thing, like smell-o-vision.
yeah,
I don't want
yeah.
to smell what other people smell like on the internet, especially like gamer nerds.
We don't need that. We want immersion, but we don't need that.
Like, like, like I get up, take a shower, put on deodorant, some cologne,
Like the reason why we
wear
play
clean
virtual
clothes,
games is
brush your
so, I
hair.
mean, we don't have that. So it's like the whole reason why like some people, I mean, not calling people out, but some people don't take shower for like 5 days when playing this game, which is like, please use personal hygiene. Please take
Yeah,
care of yourself. Like, yeah. Like
because
that's why,
everything's so
I mean,
anonymous, nobody
also
knows.
Thav, that's why you constantly hear me like talking to all the people that are blasted out of their minds every weekend to take care of themselves. Half the time in the pug, you hear me yelling halfway across the world at someone to take care of themselves, like because people actually don't know how to take care of themselves. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean,
For sure.
kind of even what Thrill said. It's like you just hop on the game. Your life might be fucked up in actual reality, but that's why we escape on here or something, or yeah,
Oh, everything is a source of escapism nowadays,
yeah.
whether it's
I mean, even if you
VRChat, the
don't realize
internet,
it,
video
right? Like I played
games.
Fortnite, right? Like I was
Yeah.
addicted to Fortnite for 4 years now. But honestly, looking back at it now, I use it as an escapist thing because I hated school. I hated doing things. I went on the game and escaped from a lot of the just general things, right? That I hated, and that's what my escape was at the time, right? And it's crazy on what you think, what you don't think's a thing, and then you look back on it, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I spent a lot of time playing the Halo and
Hmm.
some sports and stuff. I didn't really get internet until like 2015. So like most of my internet stuff was like very minuscule.
Yeah, I'd say
I
I
didn't know what a lot of
also
things
was really
were.
late to the party. Like I started watching a lot of YouTube in 2016. Like I was very late. Like I watched a lot of like the original Pokemon stuff. Like I grew up with watching. I've watched all of Pokemon.
Yeah,
I'd say I need to
I
catch up
watched that on
on.
TV.
Yeah, I mean the Black and White series was releasing when I watched that on Cartoon Network when I was growing up. I mean, yeah, I watched Ben 10.
I was
I watched
watching
Ben 10. Yeah,
original
Ben 10.
Pokemon where he got Pikachu
Ben
and
10. Oh
went on
yeah.
his adventure. I watched Ben 10. I watched the the Ben 10 where they were like kids and like teenagers, and then after the teenager one finished, I was like, okay, I'm done with this. Because then like tried to reboot it, and I was like, I don't like the new reboot. Gonna pretend like it doesn't exist.
Original Ben 10 was good. Power Rangers was good. What else? Oh wait, do you know something called Slugterra? Yeah, Powerpuff Girls. Have you ever heard of Slugterra? Yeah, I mean, it was a decent. It was kind of popular. I mean, it was another show that was back then. I mean, it kind of died. It died off pretty bad. But I watched Slugterra. Yeah. Beyblade. Oh yeah, Beyblade. Oh hell yeah. They totally screwed up Beyblade though nowadays. But old classic Beyblade. Oh my god, it's so good. Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh. Anyone? Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, I play Yu-Gi-Oh. I still play. I don't still play it. I still get the cards and build decks, but I don't play it anymore.
Yeah, I mean the dual disc stuff that was pretty cool at one point. Cool. Yeah.
I summon Dark Magician in attack position.
I mean, also like what is it? Like original memes, like what is it? Eurobeat. I feel like originally got super popular with Initial D, but that's like 30 years ago, right? Like a lot of the like gas, and like original like memes and stuff, right? And those songs, right? They're 30 years old now, but they still live up to the hype. Like you listen to those stuff nowadays, and they still hit, right? Like
yeah.
Like people still use gas when someone be running down the track field, you know? Like
people love gas. This is still great. Certified hit classic.
Or running in the 90s, still used a bunch.
Running in the 90s.
Deja Vu. Now one part still used a lot, yeah. And then Eurobeat nowadays, I feel like it's still just generally popular. Like after this episode, I'm definitely gonna send you the Diamond City Lights remix. So good.
Yeah.
So good. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
It takes already good stuff.
Hello everyone.
And then it makes it better. I feel like that's what Eurobeat, like done correctly, you could take any song and just make it a little better with the Eurobeat remix.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember it. I scuffed it a little bit, but I remember.
Yeah. Do you have like a top 5 like favorite movies or not really? Like
my favorite movie is Scott Pilgrim vs. the World because I like really cheesy movies that have a lot of video game references in them.
I'd say some of them, I wouldn't say top, this isn't the top 5, but like some of the newer ones that were good was like Free Guy was pretty good, you know.
Yeah, I watched Free Guy.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
I really liked it because the intro of Free Guy is amazing because they used the banger song and I love that song. I mean, I'd say my general top 5 would have to be like some of the Tarantino movies maybe, or like Dolphin Tale is really good because I personally like really like it a lot, or like, you know, it's not like a crazy movie, but I cried it every single time and it's still great, and I feel like my whole thing's kind of ocean thing anyway, but like I don't know.
You don't say. With the shark tail.
It's a dolphin tail, Sap.
Dolphin tail. It is a dolphin tail. It's flat at the end. My bad. I'm uneducated. Okay. Remember, I'm legally blind too. I can't identify things very well.
I mean, we use this excuse all the time. I mean, listen, Tav, we love this excuse we use with everyone. It's like, I mean, in PE class, always like, guys, I can't do this. Why? I can't see.
I don't want to play. I don't want to play catch with the baseball because I can't see the baseball being thrown in my face. Okay, just run track then. Okay, sounds good.
So yeah, this is the end of the episode. Hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you all in the next episode in the virtual world.